What if you're not lazy? What if the problem isn't your discipline, your motivation, or your work ethic? What if the real reason you keep starting over is because you're trying to build a new life from an exhausted identity? Because most people don't have a productivity problem. They have an identity problem. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why. There is a sentence that quietly ruins millions of people's lives. I'm just lazy. Maybe you've said it. Maybe you've thought it after missing a workout. After procrastinating. After abandoning another goal. After spending hours scrolling when you promised yourself this year would be different. And every time you repeat it, your brain treats it like truth. But here's the thing. Most people who call themselves lazy are actually exhausted. Not physically. Identity-wise. They've been carrying around an old version of themselves for so long that they don't realize how heavy it's become. And today we're going to talk about it. Your subconscious mind has one primary job: keep you safe. Not successful. Not wealthy. Not confident. Safe. And to your brain, safe means familiar. Even when familiar is miserable. That's why people stay in jobs they hate. Relationships they've outgrown. Patterns that no longer serve them. Because the brain would rather repeat a known pain than risk an unknown possibility. And every time you try to become someone new, your nervous system notices. Suddenly you're tired. Unmotivated. Distracted. Not because you're lazy. Because change requires identity expansion. And identity expansion feels threatening. Here's a question. Who is actually making your decisions? Not the version of you who wants success. Not the version who made a vision board. Not the version who bought the course. The version of you making your daily decisions is your current identity. And if your identity still sees itself as the procrastinator, the people pleaser, the person who never finishes anything, guess what happens? Your actions follow. Because behavior follows identity. Always. People don't rise to goals. They fall back on identity. Motivation is emotional. Identity is structural. Motivation says, I'm excited. Identity says, this is who I am, and one of those survives bad days. The other doesn't. This is why some people stay disciplined. It's not because they're constantly motivated. It's because their actions no longer feel optional. The gym isn't something they do. They're someone who trains. Reading isn't something they try to do. They're someone who learns. The behavior became part of the identity. And once that happens, consistency gets easier. Can I tell you something with a little love? You may be trying to force your future self to emerge, while constantly rehearsing your past self. You say you want confidence, but spend all day remembering your failures. You say you want abundance, but keep repeating scarcity stories. You say you want change, but emotionally identify with the old version of you. And that's exhausting. Because you're fighting yourself. No wonder you're tired. Stop asking, what do I need to do? Start asking, who do I need to become? Different question. Different life. Because identities are built through evidence. Not affirmations alone. Every promise you keep to yourself becomes evidence. Every boundary becomes evidence. Every difficult conversation becomes evidence. Every small act of consistency becomes evidence. And eventually, your subconscious accepts a new truth. This is who I am now. That's where transformation begins. Not when your circumstances change. When your identity changes. So if you've been calling yourself lazy, I want you to consider something. Maybe you're not lazy. Maybe you're carrying an outdated identity. Maybe the version of you that created your current reality is simply exhausted. And maybe the next chapter of your life doesn't require more effort. It requires a different self-concept. Because your reality follows identity. Always. If this video resonated with you, subscribe to Golden Self-Concept. Every week, we create cinematic experiences designed to help you reprogram your self-concept, elevate your mindset, and become the version of yourself your future is waiting for. And remember, you are not becoming someone new. You are remembering who you were always capable of being. In the next video, why your self-concept determines what opportunities, relationships, and success feel available to you, and why some people seem to attract everything without chasing. I'll see you there.